Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to return to Muse. We've been slowly delving into their catalog, and this one I think goes back as far as anything that we've seen of theirs so far. This comes off their Origin of Symmetry album from 2001, and the name of the song is Space Dementia. Now there's actually a Muse wiki site, so they talk a little bit about this song. Matthew Bellany, definition of space dementia. Space dementia is the term NASA used for what happens if you're left out in space for a long time, because if you truly conceptualize the situation of being there and looking back at Earth, it can drive you mad. The song's about a person who's quite important in my life and who gives me space dementia when I look at them. So it's about being intensely engrossed so that you become obsessive and almost nasty. Okay. Very good. So we have some idea of perhaps what to expect from this particular song. Adrian, do you have any thoughts ahead before we take a look?
Well, yeah, I've seen Muse before. It's like it could be described as classically tinged prog metal, perhaps.
Yeah, okay. So they're going to be playing this in 2001 at Le Zenith in Paris. Pretty good-sized venue. I'm not sure exactly how big, but it's pretty big. So they were already doing pretty well for themselves at this point. Let's go ahead, take a look, and we'll discuss afterwards.
All righty. what an ending. It's just cool with the piano going and everything. You know, it's like, as I said before, classically tinged prog metal, I guess I would call this. The guy plays this incredible piano while he's singing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It was pretty good, I thought. And that's the first time I've actually watched him perform with the keyboard being the main instrument, as opposed to the guitar. He's usually on a guitar. We know he plays both, but this is the first time I've actually seen him just play the piano. So yeah, pretty interesting, pretty anxiety-inducing style there, as he was going for, it sounds like. There was kind of a topsy-turvy chaos going on throughout the song, even though it was structured indeed like a classical piece.
Yeah.
It certainly had plenty of classical motifs within, things that I think I might attribute to Bach, but also latter-day composers.
Yeah, I kept forgetting to bang my head during this one.
Oh,
It's not really head-banging music, I guess.
Well, no. I felt like there were elements of the Beatles in there, maybe a little bit of Wetton-era King Crimson.
For a short time, I guess it was during one of the piano parts, of course, of which there are a lot. I thought I almost heard something, kind of reminded me of Mr. Crowley or something by...
Oh.
Was he like, that refrain where they go...
I mean, that actually sounds a little classical as well.
Yeah. Randy Rhoads was classically trained.
Certainly, yeah, he was. So, yeah, it's very British. Like we're talking about all of these influences that really kind of make their way back around to Great Britain or Northern Europe. So it also felt like something you might have heard the band Renaissance perform. It kind of sounds like the beginning of Prologue a little bit. So, yeah, quite an assault on the senses, as you noted. And also, it makes sense that Muse is from England or from the UK. I really felt that in the writing. You almost got a little Elton John in there, too. Let me take a look at the actual album that this came off of. Origin of Symmetry is actually their second studio album, though, coming out in 2001. Descriptions under here are things like space rock, alternative rock, progressive rock, hard rock. They went to a church in Bath to record a church organ for Megalomania. So the album itself gets pretty high reviews in general. So that particular song is very much in keeping with the other Muse stuff that we have heard, which tends to have this element of chaos within it. The other songs we've looked at are Map of the Problematique, Reapers, Stockholm Syndrome. Those are the three, actually. And all of them, I think, have something going on kind of in the back, kind of a going mad sense within it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a thrilling performance. I guess lastly, I would just say, good freaking golly.
All right. Well, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? And if you've got any thoughts on any part of this song that you think we may have missed out on, by all means, leave that below. It is pretty interesting to hear a trio pulling off a big sound like that. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.